as I think about a lot of things going through my head, I wrote a blog post called Stop Delaying Happiness Until You Arrive at the Horizon. You will be miserable for a long time. So let me explain kind of what I mean by that. My whole life, I have been an achiever. I am solid when it comes to knocking off a list of a bunch of to-dos in a day. I can grind those out all day long. That is one of my strengths. I can absolutely grind when when others don't want to grind. But recently, I've really thought about what it means. What does success mean? And I came up with kind of a summarization of my overall thoughts. And that would be having courage to be extraordinary. Having courage to be extraordinary in our life's achievements while finding extraordinary meaning in the present. And if I was to read that sentence a few months ago, it would not have resonated with me very much. However, when I think about that sentence, let me break it down for you. So when we think about achievement, those are what we're going for, the vision that we have, the things we want to accomplish, the things we want to leave behind in this life, those areas that we want to be influences in, the people we want to serve, how we want to, serve them, what we want to do for them. And in the past, that would always mean work for me. Whenever I thought, hey, go out and achieve a lot, I always thought about just work. And so when I think about extraordinary achievement, I would think a lot more hard work and just go out there and do more in your maybe career field or your day-to-day work. However, that definition of achievement has now been able to be something that I look at from a multiple standpoint, multiple spokes. So there is the work and the career standpoint, but there's also that standpoint of family. As a husband, as a spouse, extraordinary achievement in that area. What does that look like? Being more, I want not just a good marriage. I want an extraordinary marriage. Or as a father, I have 3 kids right now, soon to be 4. And when I think about, just showing up and lots of people can have kids, but not just being a good dad, but an extraordinary dad. What does that mean? How does that change things when I look at it that way? And then my spirituality, my relationship with God. What does that look like? Am I just humdrumming through along, or am I taking it to the next level and feeling His presence in my life on a regular basis and feel more in tune with His Spirit? And so that's the extraordinary part. And it really, you take where you're at, and then you have to say, if I was courageous, where could I go in this area? And so for me, just an example, with my spouse, I had to say, what are those conversations, those hard conversations to have? Hard for me as a guy, I don't know, just opening up and being more vulnerable and feeling that presence with my wife is not something that just came easily to me. And work, I've been a CPA for almost 10 years, and I can do, tax returns really, really well. But what does it mean for me to go after something that pushes me a little bit more, to help owners of businesses and coach them? And that's not in my necessarily my easy competency list, but it's something that I wanted in life. So I wanted to go and to achieve, an extra amount in that area and be extraordinary. So whatever it is, use courage, find what's going to stretch you to lift you to that extraordinary level, not just ordinary, but extraordinary level. And then there's the whole aspect of, what does extraordinary mean in the present? Because as we think about that sentence, having courage to be extraordinary in life's achievements while finding extraordinary meaning in the present. We think about, it's not just about the next thing, that 4-letter word, NEXT, next. Well, that doesn't necessarily mean, just always be chasing the next thing. That's a pretty sad place to be. I give an example in my blog post about how if you're a kayaker and you see a beautiful sunset and you start kayaking, you think, oh, I want to get there. I want to get to that horizon. Well, the horizon's always going to be moving. You'll never arrive at that horizon. So instead, just stop and smell the roses, if you will. Enjoy where you're at as you achieve. Enjoy the steps as you go. So find, joy in the journey. That's kind of an overused term in my mind, but really just what does it mean to be fully present? Enjoy and find meaning in what you're doing to get to those achievement levels. And those two things in conjunction and balance will find you so much happier. You'll be a high achiever, because that is part of this sentence, is use courage, experience that achievement in doing something extraordinary in whatever area you want, but be present while you get there. Don't just turn off everything and relationships and just plow through. You need to have that presence in the current situation that you're in. You don't need to wait to be happy. Happiness is a choice. We can experience happiness through the whole thing. And that's the secret, is to really enjoy the process of achievement, enjoy the process of change, and don't just feel like you can only be happy, be comfortable, be satisfied when you arrive. Because if you really are pushing the limits and having that exciting, courageous achievement in your life, you'll always be finding new ways to reach that. And so that's never just going to be an arrival point. And that was a big thought process change for me. Is so every day I'm trying to, look and be introspective and figure out, what do I need to be more present? Yes, I have big dreams, big aspirations, big ambitions, but as I achieve those, not letting that grind, not being, just checked out and going after that and just bullhead down, down, down. I want to feel that flow of life and enjoy that feeling of being present as I go.